Guys, thanks for showing up. We're going to give a few minutes for people to log on, log in, tune out, turn off your TV, and join us in our Twitter town hall. We'll be getting started here in just a couple of minutes. We're not asking that you commit any violence against your TV. Just gently turn it off. Turn your computer on. Turn your phone on. Don't commit any violent acts against your TV. If you're joining us from around the country or around the world, let us know where you're joining us from, and we'll indicate that as we get into question and answer.
Love is Groovy says hello from Canada.
Thanks. Yeah, we will have some questions about Canada in this probably, because this is the first time we've had one of your countrymen running for the presidency.
We've got Orlando, Iowa, West Virginia, Utah, Kentucky.
We love to go out to Utah. My family loves visiting in Utah, and my wife and my son are in Kentucky today.
Hello from Oregon. Atlanta stands with Rand. So does New Jersey. Don't tell Chris Christie that.
Always have fond memories of Atlanta. That's where I met my wife, and that's where I did a year of general surgery down there.
Hello from Orlando. We've got someone from New York. Not too far away.
All right, I think we're going to get started. Thanks everybody for joining. We are in the Big Apple tonight. We are at Twitter headquarters, and we're doing a Twitter town hall, and we are excited that you've decided to join us. We've had a really busy week with ups and downs. But you know, I'm kind of a guy that believes in the glass being half full. So we took sort of a rotten, dirty deal that they dealt us and not letting us be in the debate. And we said, you know what, let's turn it into a positive. So we came to New York City and we said we want to spread our message. We deserve for the liberty message to be heard. The message of less intervention overseas, the message of less intervention in your lives, the message of being fiscally conservative and letting the economy grow. All of that message deserves to be heard, and we have been heard. Interestingly, in the last 2 days, over 15 million people have viewed my attempts to spread the liberty message on either TV or on the radio. We've also had nearly 25 million interactions on social media. So we think we are getting the message out, but the only way we win against great odds is if the internet lights up, if young people actually show up and vote. We probably are more organized on college campuses than any other candidate. We've organized all 20 college campuses in Iowa. Our goal is to get 10,000 students to come out and vote. But a lot of people don't believe it. Now, the people who don't believe it often have gray hair and they're a little older and they think young people won't vote. But we frankly think that young people will get out and vote, and that young people want to be left alone. I've been one of the loudest voices in Washington saying, you know what, the government has no right to have your records of your activities on your cell phone. The government has no right to collect your credit card statements. Frankly, the government, unless they have suspicion or a judge's order or a warrant, has no right really to invade your privacy. And I think that voice is an important one. It's a voice that won't be on the debate stage tonight, and that's too bad. But the great thing about modern media is if you don't like what's on TV, turn the TV off. Turn your computer on, find the news, find the people you agree with, find the people that you want to listen to, the people who represent your point of view. Not only am I probably the leading voice in the country on privacy, I've also been, I think, a voice for a saner, more rational foreign policy. You have people on the stage who will tell you tonight they want to make the sand glow. They want to carpet bomb the Middle East. The only problem with that kind of strategy, or the main problem with that kind of strategy is, you know what, you may well end up creating more terrorists than you can kill. We have people on the stage who have no earthly idea what the nuclear triad is and have no earthly idea what we should do or shouldn't do with our nuclear weapons. I'm talking about you, Donald. You're not there. I'm sure you'll tweet back at me when you get done with other things. But here's the thing. Donald has no earthly idea what our nuclear arsenal is, and yet his spokesman came out a week after the last debate, and you know what he said? He said that the main problem we have is that we haven't been willing enough to use our nuclear arsenal. Well, frankly, I think that's scary and ought to disqualify him from the debate stage for being someone too naive to really be put in a position of authority. Chris Christie, don't get me started. My goodness, I put forward the proposition that a no-fly zone was dangerous because it might lead to a confrontation with Russia. Sure enough, he took the bait, but instead of backing away from some horrendous idea of getting into a confrontation, he assured all of America that he would shoot down Russian planes and that he was eager for a confrontation with Russia. This is the voice that's missing on the stage tonight. It's a voice that says, you know what, we should obey the Constitution. We should not go to war unless Congress initiates war. We should obey the Constitution and the Fourth Amendment, leave people alone. We should also say, and this is an important thing to say, and I don't think it's fully come out in any of the debates, that the war on drugs has failed. That what has happened through the war on drugs is civil liberties have been invaded, and also a disproportionate amount of our poor, primarily African Americans and Hispanics, have been caught up in this war on drug and incarcerated in our prisons. And when you wonder why so many people are unhappy in our cities, listen to what the complaints are, and realize that if you look at drug use, you look at marijuana use, white kids and black kids are using drugs at about the same rate, but our prisons are 3 out of 4 in prison are black or brown. So we need to realize that we have gone way too far in the war on drugs. So I'm the candidate that will not put your kids in jail for marijuana, won't send them to war in the Middle East, and won't be collecting people's phone records across America. If that's the kind of candidate that you're interested in, turn your TV off, turn your computer on, get online for us, make phone calls for us in Iowa, make phone calls for us in New Hampshire, go to randpaul.com and sign up to help us. Right now what we're going to do is we're going to start taking your questions on Twitter, and I think we're going to limit it to 10,000 questions, so start getting your questions in as soon as possible. Thanks.